Okay. Hello, I am Martha.
I'm Elliot.
I'm Anna. Every time. I'm Anna.
And I'm Lexi.
All right, so we're gonna talk about film Flight. It stars Denzel Washington. I almost blanked for a second. And that was probably the most stressful movie that we've watched in class yet, to say the least.
I would agree.
I mean,
Um,
I don't like watching plane crash. That was a little
yeah, I watched it with my family, like because when I came back, and it was like our first like little family movie night together since I came back, and I'm really glad that we chose such a family-friendly, easy movie to watch. For that
The
first one.
first scene had a naked lady.
Oh yeah,
True.
for a very long period of time.
I turned it on and my mom knocked on my door and she's like, Anna, can I come in for a second? And I was like, I suppose.
Oh gosh.
I would like to start us off. I did some research for Denzel Washington. I read the entire Wikipedia page.
That is not a reliable source, Martha.
It is now.
It is when it's about stars, because that's just nothing's reliable.
That is.
Are
Well,
we doing a Zen candle?
I'm so stressed. I have 2 candles and I have a quartz. So we're healing today. I think it's vanilla. It's caramel swirl. So you know what?
I have a cat.
This movie stressed me out, and I had to kick my cat out because I was gonna light the candles. Here we go. Here's
And my cat's here.
This is for Denzel Washington himself. Yeah.
I saw a TikTok. Somebody made a Dolly Parton shrine. It had they made a dollhouse.
Anna, let's stay on topic.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, but I Wikipedia'd him because I've only seen 2 of his movies. I've seen Malcolm X and I've seen Inside Man. And that was kind of it. So I didn't really know what role he usually played. So I had to do that. And this was also, sort of doubling his public persona with what he acts in. So I thought that was kind of important to know. So he's very Christian, apparently very devout, reads the Bible daily.
Okay.
He's very
Depends
well
on what sections of the Bible you read.
He's very well respected. He's associated with characters defined by grace, dignity, humanity, and inner strength. And he has a bunch of awards. I didn't write down all of the awards that he got, but the first thing in the Wikipedia thing was 17 NAACP awards. I don't really know what those are exactly, but he has a lot of them. So that's Denzel Washington.
So it sounds like he is the complete opposite of this character. And
that seems fair to say.
Yeah, and the opposite of the characters that he usually plays, kind of like how we were talking in class with Adam Sandler, doing once in a while he'll do a really intense, serious film. But Denzel Washington just plays a super intensely fucked up guy, someone that puts hundreds of lives at risk because he likes to drink alcohol in his orange juice.
I mean, he's addicted. It's not because he enjoys it.
Addiction is a disease.
It's because he needs to.
And he did try to quit. So you know what?
He did try to quit.
I was impressed with the scene where he threw everything out. I was like, yeah, okay, here we go.
And then it didn't stick.
It takes a while because it's a disease.
Mm. Yeah.
As in, it takes till the very end of the movie when he's in prison and doesn't have access. But
duh. Drama.
But yeah, have any of you guys watched more films with Denzel Washington? Had certain expectations going in?
Yeah. So I don't really watch the types of films that he stars in, but I know of him and I was like, oh, it'll probably be good because it's Denzel Washington. So I have that idea of him being this amazing A-list actor. So I was and we did see him in Inside Man. So I feel I did have high expectations, I guess. Also, I did see him in John Q, which was a really good film. And so I feel like he just has, like, since he is like so famous and he is a good actor, like I just feel like watching this character, like, I don't know. I just think he like does a good job and like is very like realistic, I guess. I don't really know. Like he's just sort of like plays like he's just like an everyman character, and he's just like, I feel like he seems like a real person. Like I feel like in real life he's not like this like egomaniac or something. Like I feel like he's just like a down to earth guy. Like I don't really know, but yeah.
I think something kind of interesting is like his friend that visits him in the hospital and like brings all the stuff, whose
Was
name
his
I
name
can't
Charlie?
remember.
Maybe?
No, Charlie was the one that greets him. It's the one that's like, do you want alcohol? And he's like, I just no.
Oh, Harling.
Yeah. Harling? I don't know.
Harling with an L.
That one. Harling. I thought that was really interesting because that character, I feel like, is how a lot of us sometimes like see like celebrities, like just like over the top and like in your face. Like, I mean, my favorite celebrities are like 80s rock stars, so they kind of are. Like Motley Crue probably was at some point like that. However, and then you see Denzel Washington and like definitely not like that in real life. Like he's just a very normal, like he's a human being. Like I don't know, like sometimes I think we have this idea of celebrities that they're just like so like over the top and like, okay, we get it, like tone it down a bit. And then I have like going off of what Lexi said, like I feel like with this one definitely like the scene that stuck out for me was the staircase scene, like in the hospital where he's with the heroin addict and a cancer patient. Like the cancer patient is very over the top because he has chemo brain, so that's kind of like the point. But like the actress that played Nicole, is that her name?
Yes, I think.
Like she did a good job, but like she, like you could definitely tell she was acting versus like Denzel Washington. Like obviously you know they're acting, it's a movie, but like it just didn't seem like a forced personality. Like it just very much felt like, okay, this is the dude and this is like a real dude, versus like the actress who played Nicole, where you're like, okay, so you're acting like a heroin addict with a traumatic backstory, versus being a heroin addict with a traumatic backstory. Again, going back to Motley Crue, I guess. That's all I got.
I guess that could like, I kind of get that where like it seems, well for me I feel like with actors and actresses that I don't know, which is most of them, if they slip up like one or two times, then I will notice it. But I feel like not like more experienced, but like more famous actors, they tend to, I don't know if they slip up less because there's just more pressure or like more money going into them or something, but I feel like I wouldn't notice it, or I would like let it go almost because I'd be, or maybe, okay, now that I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud, I think if an actor that I already knew messed up or something, then I'd probably be like, wait.
When you say messed up, are you talking about in the movie, in the film, like
yeah,
a scene where it's about,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, not like outside of like in a film, if like it seemed like what they were doing wasn't entirely believable. I don't know, I guess for me when it comes to like bigger stars, a lot of it comes down to like blindly trusting them. Like I blindly trust so many celebrities and it's so bad. Not that I would like go out and do anything for them, like it's just like I just accept that they're people and they seem nice because I've seen their face before, and like recognizing them is nice.
Well, like there's celebrities where like there's like such like a cult following behind them. Like I don't know if anyone remembers when One Direction was a thing, but like those girls were terrifying. And I might have been one for a bit.
Oh my gosh, I like The Wanted, so I guess we have to fight now.
One Direction ended your band, so fight me.
Why would you say?
I just remember somebody pointed out that one of the guys from The Wanted looks like Zayn mashed with handsome Squidward, and I can't unsee it.
It was definitely Siva. Anyway.
I digress. But like or like now it's like Ariana Grande. Like I love her, don't get me wrong. I will do anything for her, but like those people are aggressive. Or like even now you're seeing with like TikTok celebrities where it's like, okay, she's 15. Like Charlie D'Amelio can mess up. Relax.
Yeah.
You're
It's
mentioning a
just
lot
like
of music people and like other what movie stars come to mind when you try to think of a cult following like that?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Exactly. That whole thing with Amber Heard was just like.
No, I meant like people who are just like when Johnny Depp's in a movie, there's people who will go see it just because it's Johnny Depp.
Just because of Johnny Depp, yeah.
But
like literally when I saw the commercial he was in for the cologne, I was like, will I wear it? No. Do I want to buy it? Yes, because it's Johnny Depp.
well, I feel like
that's really fair.
Totally used, like that's taken advantage of very obviously, and I feel like it's taken advantage of in Flight, like with Denzel Washington, because when it comes to like that blind trust for someone and like the need to like see them, when I saw Denzel Washington in the beginning of the film, he's clearly written to be like a character that you're supposed to hate, but I feel like because it's Denzel Washington, you just can't. Like when I was first watching the movie, I was like, oh, this character, if it wasn't Denzel Washington, I would hate this guy. Like because his face was so familiar to me, I like wanted to believe that he was a good person. And like I think that's what made his character so interesting, especially in the beginning when you're still like trying to get used to sort of like figure out who the characters are and like what their life story is.
He also sort of carried the movie because he was very much the titular role. Basically everybody else in this sort of just revolved around him a little bit. So, like, not because the other actors are bad, he carried the movie, but because he's not even, like, the main character. Like, he is everything in this movie. I wouldn't necessarily say he's the driving force, because it's clear that he's not in control, really, throughout any part of this movie. It's his addiction, that is, which I thought was really interesting, because at one point, one of the characters says that he's so unpredictable. Like, he never knows what he's going to do next. And you can tell that Denzel Washington's character, Whip, also doesn't know what he's going to do next. And the audience doesn't know what's going to happen next because you can't expect a traditional Hollywood ending or narrative because so far out, this film has sort of not let us reach satisfaction with this character at really any turn because he's almost always doing the wrong thing. But because you can see the pain behind it, you can't truly hate him either. So I just thought it was interesting because throughout the narrative, you can't be positive about what the next narrative turn will be because of this man's addiction, which is sort of the driving bit behind the entire story.
I think also when you go back to, if we just go back a quick point, good point, Martha. I just had a thought. When you go back to like the cult following, like just looking at the premise of this movie, I wouldn't pick it. Like if I was scrolling through Netflix, like it wouldn't be my first choice. I'd probably rewatch Lemonade Mouth. However, like because Denzel Washington's in it, I'd probably be like, like let's give this a shot because he's talented, and like so I think movies do that a lot. Like you'll see Hollywood do that where they make it might be a good movie, but they make a movie that's like.
I have the perfect example. Literally yesterday.
I thought I messed up something because I see you and Martha put your hands over your face, and I was like, "What did I do?"
Oh no, that was a yawn because I just woke up from my 4-hour nap. If
I was just like,
yawn, this is never
did I mess up?
Connected to you.
Broken audio part 2. You're the demon now. Throwback.
I mean, are we incorrect on that assumption?
Last night I was watching this movie. It had Mark Wahlberg in it, but the reason that I picked the movie to watch was because the first, like the on Netflix, the preview frame had Post Malone in it, and I love Post Malone. So I watched the movie, and it was like the worst movie I've ever seen. It was so
Mark
bad.
Wahlberg.
And
was the Post Malone scene worth it?
Oh my god, yeah, it was pretty lit. Post Malone was in it for maybe 5 minutes tops.
I think Post Malone has a new like YouTube show where he just plays beer pong with people, and we need to watch that for Mana's class.
Yes. Oh yes. He does a lot of podcasts with if you know H3.
I have feelings about them, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see why. But he like talks with them a lot or he used to, at least. They used to be closer.
They go to his house. Like, I watched a video where, like, he was drinking out of a boot.
Guys.
Sorry, to go back to the movies.
But yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, just seeing him in that role, like a lot of H3 podcasts I would listen to because he was in it, and the reason I picked that movie was because he was in it. He's not even an actor, so I don't even know why I thought that would be a good movie.
Well, that's why I saw Dunkirk, was because Harry Styles was in it.
Yeah, like Faces could totally, like, having a star in a movie could make that movie even if it's bad.
Oh, absolutely.
Like just having like some poster child or poster person could just send a movie into like super famedom.
Yeah, well, like, I think, like I was saying, like, movies will do that where they'll make a movie that's like you wouldn't get a huge turnout for, but then they stick someone super famous in it where you're like, okay, yeah, like Dunkirk. I watched that movie. It was great. Like, cinematically, it was really good, but like it was boring as all hell. But like Harry Styles was in it for like 3 minutes. I was like, I'll stick around and watch this. Like this movie, like I would not pick it, and I don't think a whole lot of people would if they didn't see Denzel's face.
Yeah, like I agree. Like I feel like with movies, like if there's like people when everyone has their like favorite actor, so they're like, oh, I'll just watch like all their movies, and it's like even if it's not good or you're not like I feel like if you see that one of these actors is in a film, you'll like give it a chance because it's like them, and you're like, oh, it'll probably be good. So like sometimes like you might see a film that's like an independent film. I know people are like into independent films, but it's like if you don't really know anyone in the cast and maybe the premise is just like not that interesting, maybe you like won't really give it a chance. But if they put like somebody like more famous in it, then maybe you'll give it a chance. But like I feel like everyone has like their favorite people, so they'll be like, let's like watch this film because like Reese Witherspoon is in it or something, and like you might really like it because of your favorite actor, but maybe it wouldn't be the same without them. Or like the whole like star image, and they just have like a quality like that just like that they bring to the film where they just like sparkle, or like they just works really well in that role. Like I feel like it just like thinking about how Manon said, like what if like you put somebody else in the role, like in this film, like what if it wasn't Denzel Washington, like how would it be different? And like Elliot was saying, like maybe you'd hate the guy because it's not Denzel, like maybe they would be like you would actually not like them. Like in the beginning it was sort of like weird seeing him be this like alcoholic and like wake up in like a hotel room and then like do cocaine, and like it was sort of odd, but I haven't even seen him in that many films, so I don't know why I had this image of him being like a good guy. Maybe because I saw like John Q where he was like a really good dad, and so like before these
Denzel
sort of like
feels like a
opinions
dad.
about people, yeah, like you have these like expectations, but
yeah, with him in it, he was a nice, good person, nice dad guy.
He's like, I can be serious, but also like I'll give you some fatherly advice right here. Also, Lexi, just when you were saying like people will watch like all the movies someone's in, automatically I thought of Jenna Marbles watching all of the Nicolas Cage movies. I don't know if anyone else remember those videos that she posted where she just was watching all the Nick Cage movies, but I think it's fabulous.
That takes a certain kind of person.
Yeah.
Because Nick Cage is
watch.
hysterical.
Right now.
Hot mess? Yes. Hysterical? Yes.
I was just going to say, or were you going to say something? Sorry.
I had a thought and then I forgot it. So you can go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was just going to say, I'm looking at, I looked up like films with Denzel Washington, and I'm looking at all of the like movie posters, and they literally are all of Denzel Washington with the same face. And every single movie poster is Denzel Washington going.
Well, like that's like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Every movie he's in that stupid khaki suit.
Oh my god!
Have you seen
little shirt? So like all you can see.
Have you seen when they took like 4 separate movies he was in, and he's wearing the same khaki outfit in every single movie, and it's not even like the same movie series.
Yeah. Have you seen the meme where it's just like him in 4 different movies is this? Yeah, the same shot, same outfit, everything, like in the jungle, and it's like and someone jokes like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has such diversity in character. He's so good.
Like he's funny, he's talented, but he's always wearing khaki.
And that's a good example of someone who people go to movies just to see Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but you also know exactly what movie you're going to get if you see Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Like, I guess if you see Denzel Washington, you're like, you go into maybe with some expectations. You're like, he'll probably be playing a good, decent guy. But the guy has a lot of range. You go in, it could be something entirely different. But Dwayne The Rock Johnson, if you go in to see one of his movies, you expect a very specific genre of movie.
What about the game plan, Martha? The one where he was the football dad?
Okay.
I mean,
sure.
He's still just a big muscle man with nice feelings and sometime funny. That's Dwayne Johnson. Sometime funny, big strong man.
Well, like so I don't know if any of you ever watch WWE, but if you see him in that, like, is he funny? Absolutely, but he's a lot different in that than he is acting. Like, he does have range if you watched him before.
WWE
it is
scripted,
but
so
that's what I mean. Like, he was a different character in WWE than he is in a lot of his movies. So in all of his movies, he's the same, but in comparison to how he was when he started out his career in WWE, he's different. Sorry, my little wrestling nerd heart is coming out here a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Go watch The Rock versus Mankind on YouTube. It's pretty good.
I'm so used to seeing The Rock as this, like, big muscle, dum-dum, big himbo. I don't know if I want to see him angry. I think that
he's big muscle, but he's not dum-dum. He's funny. He'll whip your pansy ass.
So that
quoting him. Quoting him.
I want to see him versus John Cena. Is that a thing?
Probably, but best match is him versus Mankind. Sorry to keep getting us off track, Martha. I just have so many thoughts.
I mean, it still kind of fits, because
once we stop recording, we can continue talking about this after hours.
Manon likes wrestling. I'm getting us bonus points.
Well, yeah, I feel like if you count wrestling as a film, I would watch wrestling solely to see Dwayne Johnson and John Cena. And
I mean, yeah, because WWE is essentially, I don't think the entire thing is scripted, but it is for the most part, so it is acting.
They give them, like, plot lines, but they can go off.
You have, like, characters, and you have an image that you go
You're
into
a heel
the ring.
or a face. Elliot, you can come over and watch WWE anytime.
Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll let you see Jeff Hardy.
Oh my god, yay.
What was I gonna say? I had thoughts and I forgot them. Elliot's point about how, like, you can tell when an actor's messing up. I thought that, like, I had a thought, like, a lot of, like, well-known actors are given a lot of freedom by directors in movies. Like, I don't know if you ever watched, like, the behind the scenes of the Avengers movies, but Robert Downey Jr., half that stuff was made up. Like, that man's playing Galaga or whatever that game is, that was made up. Offering blueberries to Mark Ruffalo, that was made up. Like, once either the director has a lot of trust in you, or once you have, like, a whole, like, premise, like, of, like, who you are in Hollywood, like, you're established. A lot of directors give you a lot of freedom. I don't know if they gave Denzel a lot of freedom in this movie. I couldn't tell. But, like, maybe that's why you don't see it. Like, you can't tell when a lot of your well-known actors are messing up, is because they weren't messing up because they didn't have, like, a specific direction to go in. Versus if you have, like, a newer actor, they're going to be given very specific guidelines. So they'll know when they're messing up because they're cognizant of it. Versus, like, you have someone like Robert Downey Jr., Meryl Streep probably, where, like, they just are going off on their own and they're like, I'm confident, I know what I'm doing, I have an Oscar.
Yeah, I mean, that, because we've been talking about star image, but that talks about star power.
Yeah.
In Hollywood. So the way in that, people will try and cast a well-known actor into films or TV shows so that people will actually watch it. So so unknowns may not get any chance at all because it's Hollywood and you only want the already famous people. So it's hard to get a footing in Hollywood because of that. And because of all that star power and the privileges that you get when you're famous, you kind of start seeing the same faces, characters get recycled.
Well, you can also see that with a lot of unknowns, like Florence Pugh. I can't pronounce her last. Pugh. I don't know. There's a G in there. I get confused. Anywho, I saw her in another WWE movie, Fighting with My Family, and Amelia was like, I need to watch everything this girl is in. And then Little Women came out, Midsummer came out. She's doing another movie with Harry Styles that's gonna come out, like, and I will be seeing that. But like, she's a relatively new actress, and already you see people who are just consistently wanting to see her. Same with like Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, she
like,
broke out with like her first 2 movies, and now she has that star power. Like, she's made it.
Yeah, like
Almost,
same with like
which
Timothy
is
Chalamet
insane.
did the same thing. Like he did like one movie, Call Me by Your Name, that we all know, and now he's just doing all these movies, and everyone's going to see it for Timothy Chalamet. I feel like
Shablagoo.
That happens.
charcuterie board or whatever that word is.
Shablagoo.
I just feel like the internet helps so much with that, because before, again, like people have to go see your movies to have you established in their mind, versus now you could see an Instagram post someone and be like, he's kind of cute, and then just go see their movies for that. And so I think that's another thing that plays into star power and star, the other word I can't remember. Image, thank you. I think that's another thing, is like you have to look at like the internet and social media and how that's, you know, very much changing how we see this, because I'm sure if Manon was teaching this class in the 80s, it'd be very different than how we're seeing it now, because you
Love that. Oh my god.
I love the 80s and I wish I was in college then.
Anyway. You were saying. So sorry.
I think like if Manon was teaching this class in the 80s, there wouldn't be these factors of the internet and social media and viral videos and like, you know, like memes, like Call Me by Your Name, the peach scene, that's a meme, and therefore everyone knew who Timothy Chalamet was.
Calling him
because
Shablagoo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or like people not knowing how to pronounce Florence Pugh's last name, because that's where I was on Twitter for 2 hours. Like all these things are playing into us knowing these like unknown or like recently discovered actors, versus like in the 80s it would have taken them like years to develop even like half the following that these newer actors have now.
Is that true though?
Well,
Because there are breakout stars who broke out with like one role. Like think Marilyn Monroe, or I'm thinking of like a lot of famous movie stars right now, but I don't actually know like when they broke out. But I think there definitely are people, even way back in like the classic Hollywood era, who had one movie. Like there's this one woman whose basically first movie was with Fred Astaire, and immediately after that, like Ginger Rogers, I think. And they just had
Gingy.
a decade where they just made all these films together, and I don't think she had much of anything beforehand. There still were breakout roles, and honestly,
There were. I just don't think there are as many as now.
That's true. I think also now we just have so much more global recognition of actors, because we're able to see more because of all the streaming services.
Yeah, and also like people getting to make their own like independent movies at home. Like people can just take out their phone and make a movie. I mean, will it be good? That's questionable, but can they in theory make a movie just on their cell phone? Like I can hold this up and make a movie all I want, and I could go viral for it, and then I could have a cult following. Just a thought.
I feel like also indie movies today are like such high quality, and it's so much easier to make, like, not that it's easier to make a high quality film, but like there is more technology to make a film seem more professional, and there's more ways to learn how, and I feel like with that sort of more professional side, not that, sorry, I had the 40-minute pop-up.
Yeah.
It's weird because this is my school account, so what the heck? But anyway. I don't know. I feel like it is almost easier to...
There's a sound either coming from you, Anna, or Elliot.
It's the candle.
Oh, God. I'm so sorry. I hope that didn't ruin the entire thing.
It didn't. It was just a little... I found it soothing.
Oh,
Martha had an issue.
That's the...
I haven't eaten since noon, so I'm a little irritable.
Oh, me.
Because I took a nap immediately after, so...
It's fine. You missed the group chat where I had a mental breakdown.
Oh, neat.
But yeah, like...
My bad.
I feel like they just... I don't know if it's easier to break out with them or not. Never mind. I had a thought, Helen. It was not. No.
Okay.
What a waste
Like
of
I feel
time.
like social
I
media
know
is
what you
like
mean.
very like powerful and like I feel like I don't know if that's like I feel like there are like a lot of breakout stars and I feel like also on social media like the public can weigh in and like back then in the day they couldn't really like say they couldn't like tweet and stuff like that. So it might seem like not important and obviously people don't have like that much power just online, but like I feel like people can talk about actors and like follow them on social media and like
Interact
that's
with them.
also a way for like obviously celebrities to be more famous, but like I feel like the people like can weigh in about like what they think about the films, and it gives people like a voice just at home.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
like
yeah,
I
like
feel like
Knives Out.
I think the biggest part of social media, honestly, when it comes to Hollywood, doesn't necessarily come from leading to breakout stars, because it does. But I think the biggest part of it is when it comes to canceling stars. I think that's where social media really has the power, because you couldn't do that so easily back in the day. You know, like maybe a tabloid would publish something trashy about it, but it usually wouldn't be picked up. It would fade away. Everything would be fine.
The National Enquirer.
And nowadays, something can just like pop up on social media, and for some reason, a lot of people will see it. People will start believing it. They will cancel that star. That star will get kicked off all their current projects, blacklisted from their last ones, from their future ones, and they won't be able to find work until it either blows over, is proven wrong, or they do something different.
Well, like
And I think that's where social media really plays in.
for when the Black Lives Matter movement got really big this summer, Evan Peters accidentally liked a tweet and like automatically unliked it, but because you have 24/7 news, people screenshotted that he liked this tweet that was like, it said like all lives mattered, and like he immediately like unliked it. He didn't mean to like it. You know, like you're scrolling and you accidentally like something, and immediately people were starting to try to cancel him, and like they were like, I knew he played that racist too good and call like all these things, and it's like he liked one tweet by accident. Relax. Like there's bigger issues in the world.
Yeah.
But like people just want to cancel everyone over everything. Like current news, I don't know if anyone follows TikTok drama. I do. People are trying to cancel this like 16-year-old girl, Charlie D'Amelio, because she didn't like a food that was served to her. Like, okay, we don't all like all foods. Like, calm down.
All
I
foods
just feel like,
matter.
Oh my god.
I mean, because people got mad that she requested dino nuggets because she didn't like what was for dinner. Like, I do that. I request
I
dino
order from the
nuggets.
children's menu all the
And
time because I don't like anything on the normal menu. Like, just give me my mac and cheese and let me
I was at
live in peace.
the summer program at Assumption between junior and senior year, and we had this like fancy dinner at the end. I brought my own sleeve of crackers and I ate that. I brought it in my bag because I knew I wasn't gonna like the food, so I brought Townhouse crackers, and I would do it again. And yeah, no one tried to cancel me because I don't have 100 million followers on TikTok. Like it's just because as soon as you have some clout, people are like, I'm gonna cancel you because now if I say your name
Because you're
and
too
I say
powerful
something,
now. You must
well,
be
even
brought
like
down.
there's people who will just like use someone's name, like Charlie D'Amelio. If I made a TikTok about her, I would at least get like 1,000 views just because I said her name. Because people are like, oh, you have clout. If I critique you and say something controversial, then like I'll get attention. And it's just so weird.
Also, we did hit 30 minutes. If you want to start to kind of head off, I did want to say one thing about like cancel culture and with stars and how that might affect like film before we go, if that's all right. But do you want
Excellent.
all right. So I was just gonna say that I feel like I agree that there are a lot of times like if you look at, I know one of the more like touchy instances of cancel culture is like Johnny Depp and his
Yeah.
so
I have so many feelings.
yeah, like that is really messed up, and I feel like that is very wrong, but I also feel like that is such a small portion of cancel culture. Like I feel like there's a lot of cancel culture that is necessary. Like if you like Harvey Weinstein, like if not that he was like obviously he's canceled, but like, and that's a very extreme example, but I feel like that type of person, he wasn't canceled. for a long time. And that hurt
Yeah,
a
so
lot.
in a way, like social media is necessary to
Yeah.
bring down certain people in power who truly,
So
yeah.
Who deserve
I
it?
think stars also kind of, I don't know if it tears people apart or like makes them think more, but I feel like cancel culture is adding something to celebrity, like I don't know if it's like trying to teach society a lesson or whatever.
It's like there's like a big plan. Like God's just like I created social media to teach the people.
Right. But I feel like
God made
when it comes to
Facebook.
like stardom, like also cancel culture can like make or break a celebrity now. Like that, like if you
Absolutely.
hire a celebrity that's like too powerful and then they get canceled, your movie is over. It's done. You're not gonna make money on the movie.
Or like even like indie movies, like that stupid movie Cuties on Netflix. No one knew anybody in it. I don't know if anyone heard this, but like
I mean,
no one
yeah,
knew
like
any.
the children on Netflix who were advertised in a way that did not feel appropriate for
Well,
their
yeah, what I'm
toddler
saying
age.
is like no one knows any of those actors. No one even knew the director. But as soon as you know the premise of it, you're like, oh my God, that has to be canceled. So now these people that no one really knew are automatically canceled. I don't think the kids are. I think the parents are. But like all these people no one knew are canceled because they made something so horrendous. But like you don't even need to have like a following to be canceled anymore. You just have to do one thing and someone has to get a hold of it and put it on social media and everyone will know about it. And then you've been canceled if you do something wrong or even if you don't. And I also, off of what Elliot said, sorry to keep talking, but like I feel like celebrities also when like they get into their own little drama, they're like fan groups get behind it, and then that creates even more star power. Like Elliot and I were saying, One Direction versus The Wanted, those people went at it. I remember my school banned the Hunger Games because they thought we were going to throw sticks at each other over Gale and Peeta, and I promise you, I was not going to. But like. I was Team Gale.
Oh my God, all the way. You know,
but like what I'm saying is like
sorry.
We can watch WWE and then fight. We'll like watch it for film.
But
I just feel like that's sorry, this is my last sentence, I promise.
Okay.
I just feel like when you have these celebrities that have like these followings, especially like cult followings, and then these celebrities get into drama, their fans are like, I gotta back my guy up, like entourage this up, and then it's like relax, like you don't know what's happening, but automatically see like one person like a shady tweet and you're gonna go attack this other fan base. Like it's just wild to me the power these celebrities have, and like they don't even have to say anything and their fans will just be like, I'm at your beck and call, sir. Like I don't know, I just think it's funny.
It's interesting. All right,
I'm done, Martha.
No, it's fine. I'm sorry, I just really need to go eat food because I only had breakfast.
Martha,
that's on you.
I know, and I gotta go fix that.
Fix it, girl. All right, it was so good.
Okay, I can stay on Zoom talking.
Yeah. All right, I am gonna stop recording.
Okay.
Goodbye, all of our hardy followers.
Our fan base.
We're
our stands. Is Man in our stan?
Stop. Yes. Oh my God, stop. Anyway.
Man is president of our fan club.
Goodbye, you guys.
All right. Bye.